All right. Well, I was excused. Like, okay, I was gonna stop, but I wanted to read this to you. And it does. I'm not a very good speaker, put it like that. So but it's a good article. So I'm gonna just read it verbatim because it gives you some key information that I am put together in a way which I probably could not articulate. Right. Okay. And it's about 5G. So I'm going to get into it. It says, because it's off the writer's basing it off of some content that he saw. So this is me just reading this verbatim, and I'm just going to get into it. It says he gets into the meat of the matter by explaining that communication satellite uses 2,400 watts of power, about the same as used by two hair dryers. A microwave oven uses 1,000 watts, 1 kilowatt of energy. The satellite gets the energy from the solar panels, and the microwaves gets it from your electric utility. Sorry about that. The electrical power grid. A microwave oven's internal magnetron, which is virtually the same as that of a radar or a cell phone tower, transforms that electrical energy into microwaves. The magnetron inside a microwave oven and be easy. The magnetron inside a microwave oven and be easily adapted into a very lethal ray gun. That didn't sound right, but which is demonstrated quite impressively. Meaning to whom he's referring to. Again, the writer is writing about some content that he saw someone else explaining the 5G. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube or something like that. And so this is how he's writing it. Okay. So it says, then he shows us the cables leading into a typical cell phone tower, which he describes as a giant microwave oven on a stick, capable of releasing 3 million watts, 3 megawatts of output power to the tower's magnetron, or even more megawatts if there is an amplifier at the top. To put this into perspective, 1 watt from your cell phone can go 25 miles to the nearest cell phone tower to relay your calls signal to the person on the other end of the line. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission (FCC) limits the amount of energy that a cell phone tower can release to 400 watts. These megawatts of extra power are not for data transfer. Nothing close to the amount of energy is required for data transfer, which is an important point because this suggests to him that cell phone towers are easily capable of being switched to. I'm gonna just get through this and I'm gonna come back. Keep that in mind. That cell phone towers are wired with the capability to release millions of watts of microwave radiation, makes them vertible of towers, vertible. That is not a word. Vertical towers of death. The perfect weapons against an invasion or the mega slaughter of the domestic population. Virtually all towns all over the world have the amount of towers necessary to fry the population in their vicinity. All that needs to happen is for an artificial intelligence program for Google or an action by the real people who brought us that thing that happened in 2001, or if whoever we elect turns out to be so crazy, bat evil, that they could fake a reason to turn on the last line of defense, the anti-foreign invasion, anti-zombie apocalypse network is in quotations, basically a Fantastic Freddy's, what I call them, to cook the entire population within the city limits within an hour in the middle of the night. In your sleep, with robot armies to mop up the people living in the countryside. All these contingencies are out there. which they are. It's true. Evil people think evil shit up. Don't think that these people don't be thinking about all types of things. Okay. Why the Eclipse creator believes that whoever is behind this wants to exterminate the majority of humans. I'm pretty sure they're probably talking about like this person's probably prefacing the Georgia Guidestones. Okay. So in order to have the earth all to themselves, and the incredibly shallow belief that they can upload their minds into robotic avatars and live in a virtual reality like the Matrix, happily ever after, forever in a post-human future. He says our only defense is to stop them now from creating this technology and from creating Borg armies or cloned armies. That shit's already here, already there. It's so much stuff that I don't, man. It's so much content that articles that I read and come across, like they already have like, they just it's some made some new species with half robotic, and they took some like frog from Africa and mixed it with some robot or whatever. So it's, yeah. Anyway, a whole nother rabbit hole. Okay, he said, let me go back. He says only defense is to stop them from creating a Borg army or of clones or clone armies, because as soon as they've succeeded in obtaining these, they will proceed with our extermination and control. This technology is about a decade away, and it's owned by people who are not our friends, people who control the food supply, our water supply, our air supply, and says their end game is death or of humanity. Now, I wanted to go, I want you guys to at least pay attention to how he broke down, which was accurate as far as the waves, microwaves, and things like that. And one thing he didn't mention, I don't think, is that, it's the same thing that they could turn it up to a certain level to where it would fry your organs on the inside, make your skin burn. You dig what I mean? Like they have a crowd control weapon, I think it's called LiDAR or something like that, that they could put on a military view or whatever, hit the streets or whatever. They don't have to even lift the finger, really. They could put one of those things on top of a couple military style trucks or tanks, and it has a certain range. So who's ever with however many people, if it's 1,000 people, the motherfuckers are gonna want to run away in the opposite direction. They even have sound deafening, like sound things that they could turn it up where your sound like it's deafening and it hurts so bad that you have to run in the opposite direction. They could point this thing. You can't see it emanating or the rays or microwaves or whatever, radiation, whatever it is. You won't be able to see it. But all when they turn it towards you, your skin is burning. Okay, but as far as the 5G, there was a good breakdown of that. As far as like breaking down, like, quite, you also have to question, like, okay, what are they doing with the rest of it? Like, and it is true, you can use that as a contingency plan if you are a tyrannical authority, and you're trying your mission is to become an oligarchy, and you don't want the people to uprise in mass. And if they did uprise in mass, that would be your contingency plan. Okay. Now we got some militias and all that other stuff, and they might get about it. I ain't saying they ain't finna come out here, but they got something for that ass. That's all I'm saying. And we let this go too far. I think personally, it's too late. There's a lot of things that I don't even put on here that it's just so much stuff I come across. We're just too late. I think maybe 60 years ago, 70 years ago would have been a perfect time to actually, put a full stop on everything. But see, here's the kicker. They used this made up thing called race to divide the people in order to get what they needed to get done. So they made, you know, one set of people think that they're superior than another set, and really they was using both. Because at the end of the day, you're not certain and a part of certain at a certain echelon, you know, top 10%, you don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the same color as them. They don't care. They've been using you. They play on the fact that they've manipulated you also into thinking that you're better than somebody, and instead and they're screwing you over. And every time they screw you over, they say, "Oh no, it's the people that we told you to be mad at that are beneath you. You know, we said that we're beneath you, and they're the ones that's taking your money. They're the ones that's taking your jobs. They're the ones that's doing this and that and the third. Look at them. Yeah, they're poor, and why are they buying cups of ice with their food stamps? Literally, no joke. Somebody complained about out of the local store ice with food stamps. So that's not far fetched, but still, you know what I'm saying? So it's all been a game. Both sides been played. Manipulation is very strong. You know, mind. You know, that's why they've had all these things. They're good at mind control and things like that. They got very good at mind control. You know, through certain projects that they never stopped. They just went underground and called it something else. Okay, we're just gonna say that like that. But we're in trouble because, and you can look at 5G is gonna happen. You can look at countries like China if you want to know how it's gonna end up here. Now, don't worry. Yeah, I know. So y'all, a lot of y'all ain't with the shit, especially white people. White people make good on their promises. You know, they don't. You know, there's a group of white folks out there that say they ain't going, and I promise you, they ain't going back down. But it's not going to matter because who's ever left out of the ashes will come a digital currency, constant surveillance, thought police. It might even get to the point where people don't even like you have a license, you need a license to breed, meaning have babies, like 1984 or some shit like that. In Gattaca, you know, you have to take certain things to kind of keep you from thinking. You're just programmed and to anything outside any independent thought or art or anything, that shit is frowned upon. It's coming. It's inevitable. We let these certain bloodlines fool everybody. See? And I ain't gonna go too far into that, but that was all I really wanted. I know I threw this on because I'm like, okay, I don't, I went and took my little thing off. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna be on all on camera like with my bare arms or whatnot. That's not kosher. But yeah, I wanted to. I just wanted to be if you need to rewind it, the part about how you broke it down. And like I said, this is for my people because I know we behind on stuff like this. We don't even think about these types of things, right? They done lulled us into a sense of security, like someone else will do it, and won't Jesus do it, or somebody's going to save them. Like we are so dependent on. We don't even think that to even pay attention to stuff like this. That's why we're going to fall the hardest. And best believe anything that they have in store for the populace as a whole, they will first start with Black people. So yeah, forced, chips and all this other stuff, and those robot dogs, acting on behalf of police and all that. They come into our places where we live, our hoods and whatever. So they're gonna experiment on us, and this is how white folks get played. They're like, oh yeah, just like with the whole drug thing. Oh yeah, well, you shouldn't have been doing this. Well, and they're always that's I notice with things because they don't realize that damn that shit is coming to me, but they don't realize that because they think, oh, because these people that control shit are white, and I'm white, and so we're just gonna turn and we're gonna fuck these people up, and they're beneath me, and da 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 da. No, it's not true. You need to take heed, but that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, well, or they're gonna be like, well, it's not my problem. It's not me, not my neighborhood, not my people. Well, you shouldn't have been smoking weed. Well, you shouldn't have been doing here or there. Well, it's your fault that you live where you live at. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's, some way to blame us or say something stupid, right? Until they've perfected it with us, and then they move on to your ass. Then it's, oh, my rights, and oh no, my rights, and oh, you can't treat me like this, and the Constitution, and blah 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 blah. There's gonna be a lot of death, a lot of illness behind this 5G. The pharmaceutical companies and the healthcare system is about to make a killing. That's all I'm about to say.